guys, and welcome to Cooking with Julie, where I share tips and tricks in the kitchen as well as quick and easy recipes. Today I'm going to show you how to make a parrot out of a pineapple. So take your pineapple and cut off the top piece. We're going to put this piece aside. And then with this piece, this is going to be the body of the bird, and this will be the top of the bird. So we're just going to start cutting pieces off. So we're left with this, and we're just going to make this as round as possible. The rest of the pieces that we just cut off, we're going to actually take the pineapple out of that and put it in what's going to be our bowl. So I used a different kind of pineapple the last time I did this, and was able to get the head a lot rounder, but that's okay. I also, last time I did this, found a bunch of pineapple seeds, and looking at my big piece of pineapple, it looks like I may have some, but I'm just going to keep my eye out for pineapple seeds so that I can use those as eyes. If you're super artistic, you can take a pair of scissors and cut up these little leaves to make them look a little bit more like feathers. I'm not very artistic, so I don't think I'm going to touch them. I'm going to take a carrot. Actually, I'm going to use the tip because my head is not very big. I'm going to cut off a piece of carrot, and I'm going to make that into a beak. Now the size of your beak is going to depend on the size of the head of your bird, and of course you can shape that however you want to shape it. I'm going to try to round mine out a bit. Like I said, I'm not an artist at all, so everybody just needs to be happy with what they get. But when they see my pineapple bird, they're usually pretty surprised and usually ask me to tell them how to do it. So now I'm making a video. Alright, so I have a little beak here. I'm just going to try it out on my head. Yeah, I think my beak is pretty big. Well, it's still pretty big, but some birds have pretty big beaks. So I'm just going to grab a toothpick and attach it to the head of my bird like this. So now that I've got my beak attached, I'm just going to keep searching for those little pineapple seeds. If not, I'll use something else for the eyes. And I'm going to dig out the rest of my pineapple. This can also be done with a spoon. And sometimes if it gets a little too much and I can't get it out, I'll just make a little incision down at the bottom and move my knife around to cut the bottom off and then pop it out. I've hollowed out my pineapple as much as I can without risking putting a hole in it. And I didn't find any pineapple seeds like with my last pineapple. The last time I had some little seeds, they were black, and I just stuck them on the head as eyes. So I think this time I'm just going to use part of the pineapple leaf and use that as eyes. So now I'm going to cut up the pineapple that I've taken from inside and put that in my bowl. Okay, so I've just plucked out a feather from my bird, and I'm gonna make an attempt at making some little eyes with the green part so that they show up nicely. And I am sticking my eyes to the head of my bird. I've got some short little shish kebab sticks, which I'm going to stick into the head here and use to prop him up onto my pineapple. Try to cover the legs or the sticks a bit with pineapple, and there you have it. You have your bird. So now you know how to make a pineapple parrot. If you know of any super cool art that we can make out of fruit, please let me know in the comments below. Bon appetit!